What it be, what it be, what it do, what it do. It's your host Dave with the Dave and Blue Show. Tell your mama, your cousin, and your bro to like, share, and subscribe to the Dave and Blue Show. We lit. Yeah! Alright, so 24-10, University of Michigan beats the Wisconsin Badgers, the inferior weasels, if you will. I'm sorry, that's funny though. Week 5 of our games, week 6 of the college football season. And so we're going to go into my grades for the overall game and team and everything, my offensive and defensive MVPs, and kind of see, how it went. So 24-10 was the final score. My prediction was woefully wrong, way off, but that's okay. A win is a win. I've said it before. If my predictions have to be dead wrong every time and we still win, I'll take it. So, this is a Michigan channel. It's an analysis channel. It's not a perfect prediction channel. I just give predictions because that's something I enjoy doing, something that you do. So, yes. Now, so we'll start with the offense like we always do and then go to the defense. So, I have my little grade sheet here. I think I'm going to start trying to do is giving grades and stuff like that. Why not? My initials are PhD, so Professor Dave out here. Let's go. I'm playing off. But, so overall, right, we'll go overall offensive grade. I'll give the offense a B overall. Quarterback, Bryce Underwood, I will give my boy, the quarterback position, but Bryce Underwood, I'll give him a B+. Teetering on an A-, but B+. 19 for 28, 270 yards and a touchdown. He had a great game, honestly. I mean, of his incompletions, he only had 9 incompletions for 67%. 67% completion rating. So, it was really, honestly, he did not do poorly at all. Again, and this just apparently just going to be our cross to bear. These drops, so many drops. I think there were about 4 or 5 drops at least in this game. You take away those 4 or 5 drops and turn those into completions, you're looking at 23 or 24 of 28 for possibly like 310 yards and maybe 2 touchdowns. Who knows? But neither here nor there. We got the win. That's all that matters. And Bryce almost hit 300 yards again. So, hey, you know what? I think this might be his second game at 250 yards plus or something like that. So, hey, we'll take it, right? This is his career high for passing yards in a game, and he tied his career high for touchdowns, passing for 1 touchdown. So, we'll take it. I will take that every day of the week. If it means a win, I'll take it. Moving on to the running back position, right? Justice Haynes, I'll give the running back position an A. I said it before, right? In my pregame analysis video and also in the Major Keys video, I said, if Wisconsin holds us to under 150 yards, I'll consider them the number 1 rush defense in the country. And they almost did. To their credit, Wisconsin has an extremely good run defense. Like, they were no joke. We were hard pressed to get that rushing total for the game above 150 yards, but we did. But no, they were tough. But still, Justice Haynes, I'd argue he's second in the country in total rushing yards right now, and in my opinion, being able to go for his average rushing yards against the number 1 rush defense is kind of crazy. He's averaging around 136 rushing yards a game. He had 117 rushing yards this game, and he was still under 20 carries to do that. So that's pretty impressive if you really look at it. So Justice Haynes was he 19 carries? 19 carries, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he did his thing. Jordan Marshall also did pretty well. We didn't see much of Jordan Marshall until closer to the end of the game, but to his credit, Jordan Marshall did pretty well. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna run the ball, and again, like I said before, Wisconsin hasn't faced a running offense like ours, and it showed. Because Justice Haynes, early in the game, Justice Haynes broke that big 40+ yard run. He almost was at that 50+ yard run. 50+ yard run and or 50+ yard touchdown again. He would have had a streak of 5 games with that, I believe. But he just got caught right before he got in the end zone. So it happens. But still, that big run, a 40, I'm sure he's probably got some 40-plus yard run thing for every game. So that works too. But I don't know. I think he might have been hurt a little bit or something because the speed wasn't all the way there on that big run, and then he also got yanked down kind of weird near the goal line there. So I don't know if he was hobbled or something, because later on in the game he didn't look all the way there, and when he got up from that, he looked like he was just a little bit limping or slightly gimpy, but he was fine, I think. But he didn't look all the way there. But that's neither here nor there. He got caught and then he scored after that. So yeah. So running backs did well, and then receivers. We finally had a receiver who actually was able to get some stuff done today. We had two, not today, but Saturday. We had two receivers that actually pulled their weight. Donovan McCulley and Andrew Marsh showed out. So especially Donovan McCulley, 6 catches, 112 yards, and 1 touchdown. So shout out Donovan McCulley. That's what happens when you throw it to the 6'5" receiver. That's what happens. That's a novel concept, to throw it to the 6'5" receiver, isn't it? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Wonder why we haven't been doing that before. So hopefully he'll be getting on average at least 7 or 8 targets a game, because that just only makes sense. That only makes sense. So, and he not only, it wasn't just him catching and high pointing and going up for 50-50 balls and just mossing people. No. He caught the ball, came down with it, and broke some tackles too, multiple times. The dude is strong. He's tall, and that dude is strong though. He did it also in the Nebraska game. He caught a pass, broke a tackle, and then sprinted forward and almost trucked a defender too. So Donovan McCulley is pretty strong for a receiver. So keep getting that man the ball. I mean, he's clearly receiver one, and he's been showing flashes of it. Some of these catches he makes are better than any catches we've seen for a while. So for him to be able to come through like that and really get his stuff going is really, really a big deal, and we need to look into that and keep going to him. Keep throwing him the ball. Keep moving that pass offense forward as we go on through the season, because we're going to need it. So I think that continuing to get him the ball is going to be helpful. And then also Andrew Marsh showed up too. Andrew Marsh, I believe, I do not have the stats in front of me for Andrew Marsh, but I think he had about 4 or 5 catches for around 70 yards, something like that. So that's pretty solid, honestly. If you think about it, we finally were able to get someone to contribute. Actually, I'm going to look it up really quickly to see kind of what he had here, because it's worth looking up. Stats versus Wisconsin. But yeah, so he made a beautiful catch over, I want to say it was a safety or corner, where he had to come back inside and catch it over the guy. Yep, 4 catches for 80 yards. So we'll take it. And that catch was a 32-yard catch where he caught it over the defender after adjusting to the ball. Is beautiful. Beautiful. So, we have 2 receivers down. Now we just need a third. Goodwin didn't touch the field today, and I'm okay with that, honestly. I mean, I think he runs great routes. He just can't catch. So hopefully he can get it together. Samaj Morgan, he did all right. He's terrifying whenever he's got the ball or about to get the ball. It's like you never know if he's really going to pull it in or not. It's always something. I mean, he's strong though. I don't know. I'm hoping he can get it together, but also, I mean, shoot, if we can get somebody else in there to get something done, that works too. That one play where he caught it, bobbled it, pulled it in, took a couple steps, fumbled it, and then picked it up. It's just like, oh, Samaj, it's just like a roller coaster for just like for extra 5 yards. It's like, bro, just bring it in. Just bring it in. Obviously, it's not an easy catch because there's defenders coming, but still, he wasn't getting hit as he caught the ball. So, I mean, it's just kind of, it's a miracle he caught that, and good thing he didn't fumble it and lose the fumble. I mean, good thing he didn't lose the fumble. So, the receiver room, I gave the receiver room a B- just because of the drops, but really, I'll give it a B+ because we actually saw some stuff. Screw it. I'll give it an A-. I'll give it an A- because I was impressed by Marsh and McCulley. So, curve. The receiver room gets an overall curve. Everyone say thank you for the extra credit to Donovan McCulley and Andrew Marsh. A minus. Good job, receiver room. Tight ends were non-existent yesterday. I think Klein had one catch, maybe. Marshall had a pretty good catch. Zach Marshall had a catch for about 8 yards or something like that on over a defender. That was pretty solid. Tight ends, I'll give them a C. I didn't really. I mean, yeah. Tight ends just weren't there today. I don't know what happened. Hoffman. Okay, Bryce overthrew Hoffman. Bredesen. Bredesen's a fullback, so I don't really know why they were throwing it to him. But he did have a pass hit him dead in the hands. But I mean, you can't really knock. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that. You can't. I mean, I kind of want. I don't want to be harsh on Bredesen because he's a fullback. He's a tight end, but he's really a fullback. His literal position is tight end, but he has been converted to a fullback. So you can't really expect him to make catches, even if it is kind of. I mean, you're a college football player, that you got to catch it. I don't know. He just dropped a wide open first down. One thing I will say about this game, I love him. I like Joel Klatt, but dude, he nitpicks everything that Michigan does. Every little thing. I get that he's trying to be thorough, and maybe he feels that people think that he has shown some sort of bias towards Michigan, especially because of the 2023 season, and he called a lot of Michigan's games with the Big Noon and everything. But he nitpicks and calls for penalties and all types of things against Michigan that just may not be there and or are just unnecessary. It's just a lot of the announcers have been doing that this year, and I don't know why. I want to say it was in the Nebraska game not last week, but the week before, and the two announcers were saying every Michigan tackle, oh, there's a face mask there. I think that was a face mask. It's like, no, it wasn't. I don't know. I just think it's just kind of odd to me, just a little bit odd that everyone gets hypercritical of whatever Michigan does on the field when they're calling their games. It's just a little odd to me, just a tiny bit. Now, I don't dislike Klatt, and I don't dislike Gus Johnson. I think that they're just trying to be unbiased a little bit, so I guess they feel that to be unbiased, they kind of have to be hypercritical of what Michigan does and stuff, because I know for a fact Gus Johnson's a big Michigan fan, because I think he grew up in Michigan, so, but he tries to keep it unbiased, so he's kind of, yeah. But that's neither here nor there. That just was something that irked me, because, but anyway, overall, I gave the offense a B grade because the offensive line. I gave the offensive line a C minus, and that was kind of generous, but because was it Sprague? It's kind of getting beat a lot. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the film, but it was kind of rough. You just every couple of seconds, right? The snap, and then Bryce is either having to move out of the pocket or Justice Haynes is getting hit in the backfield. It was just, the offensive line was not looking great yesterday for whatever reason. And to be fair, I guess Wisconsin just has a very good defensive line too. It might be that, because I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I think Bryce may have gotten sacked once yesterday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But either way, the offensive line, that was rough. That was kind of, he got the job done though, but yeah, C minus, man. All right, so offensive MVP. I'll get to that after I do the defense. All right, defense overall grade. I'll give the defense a B plus. The defensive backs did a great job. Jair Hill and Zeke Berry were back and healthy today, so that was good to see. They were making plays. Wisconsin's leading receiver got 97 yards total in the game, but the defense held their passing game to only 177 yards, and I think their running back only got 63 yards, and most of the rushing yards he got were that very first drive of the game. So I will give the defensive backs a B plus. Shout out to Rod Moore, man. Shout out to Rod Moore for that interception on the right side, or our right on the screen. It may have been the left side of the actual field, but regardless, they have a receiver running downfield on the right, and I think he had beaten Jair Hill. He had beaten Jair Hill, and Jair Hill was in the process of committing pass interference. You can literally see the ref putting his hand down to his waistline to pull the flag. As he's doing that, though, Rod Moore comes flying across and picks it, and the ref kind of doesn't touch his waist anymore and doesn't throw the flag. But Rod Moore just streaks in and just snatches the ball. It was a beautiful play because I thought, before I saw Rod Moore enter the frame of the screen, I thought it was going to be a deep pass or a touchdown. But then Rod Moore just flies over and just picks it. It's beautiful. So, and then I don't know if I think it might have been the first half, but Rod Moore diagnoses the double reverse that they did. The entire front seven and the linebacker, everybody is going to the right, to the left side, and then they come back around and hand it off, and the dude comes back around, and the whole defense is adjusted except Rod Moore's right there and makes the tackle, which saved what would have been a huge play or possibly a touchdown. So for this to be his first game where he fully felt back, because he said a couple weeks ago in a press conference, I will feel 100% back, or I will feel like I'm myself again once I get my first interception. He got his first interception today, and then in the post-game press conference, he said, I'm back. So shout out to Rod Moore. He really gave the defensive backs a boost, so I give the defensive backs a B+. Linebackers get a B. They did all right. There was a few really good plays in there, like Ernest Hausman just blowing up. I think it may have been a fourth down and 2, I want to say, and they tried to do a fake handoff, and then they tried to run up the middle, and Ernest Hausman is just in the backfield almost immediately. He doesn't make the tackle, but he slows them down. Like, he hits the guy, slows him down, and then one of the defensive linemen or two defensive linemen or somebody comes through and they all wrap him up and bring him down. But that was a beautiful play by Ernest Hausman. What else? Barham was a little bit quieter today, but that's all right. I mean, I think Jimmy Roller was out there a decent amount. I did not see a ton of Cole Sullivan, unless I was just not seeing him, but I didn't see Cole Sullivan a lot. I don't know if he was hurt or if they just weren't rotating him this game, but Roller was out there a ton. Shout out to Troy Bowles. He almost blocked a punt. It was beautiful. He was like, because he got a finger on it because the punt did not go as far as the punter. Their punter was amazing too, but it didn't go as far as it had been going pretty much the whole game. So, all in all, linebackers, I'll give them a B. I think they had a great game. Defensive ends, B+ because Derek Moore got a sack. I saw a lot of, I think I saw Cam Brandt out there. I saw Nichols out there. I saw TJ Guy out there getting some pressure. And obviously Jayshon Barham. So shout out to the defensive ends, man. They did a good job as well. Defensive tackles, okay, all right. The defensive tackles are bothering me a little bit because we still are not getting any interior pressure from the defensive line, like interior defensive line, nose tackles, defensive tackles. So, because all of our pressure comes when we bring a blitz, unfortunately. Either it's an outside blitz or linebacker blitz or blitz up the middle, something like that. That's where the pressure is coming from, or the defensive ends. Because the defensive tackles are just not getting through. I mean, they're doing well. They're not playing that bad, but they're just not. I mean, it just. I give the defensive tackles a C+. They're great in the run game. So, I mean, that's the most important thing for them, really. So, I'll err on the side of higher grade than lower grade for them because they haven't been the problem for most of the season. So, I'll give them a C+. But, yeah. Special teams. Zavada was 1 for 2. He missed another short one. It was at an angle, but still, I mean, so C. Punt return, C+, just because Samaj got that one return. It looked like he was almost going to do something. Kick return. See, I don't even know if we really returned any. I don't think we returned any kicks. So, I mean, all in all, overall team grade, I think I gave the team overall a B- grade. We got the win. Yeah, I'm not even complaining. It's just what I saw. And so, yeah, that's it. So our MVPs, offensive MVP, well, I'll give 1A and 1B co-MVP. So we'll go McCulley and then we'll go Haynes. McCulley because, you know, he showed how good he really is, and that if we trust him and give him the ball, he can get stuff done. And actually, no. I'll go McCulley MVP, Haynes, and Underwood as honorable mentions. So Haynes, he still showed he's the best running back in the country because not every running back is getting 100-plus yards on the number one rush defense. And Underwood because, you know, he's still out there dealing for his okay, this is the last thing too. And then defensive MVP, I'll go Rod Moore. Interception, good hit. He's flying around. He's out there. Rod Moore. Last thing I'll say, this whole idea that, Bryce Underwood throws the ball at 1,000,000 miles per hour. He's throwing it too fast. He's blah, blah, blah. That is just so played out. That's so what really is the issue is our receivers just need to catch the ball. Because not every single one of his throws is a bullet. And a lot of these throws most of his throws are directly to where they need to be. The throw to Bredesen, there were 3 guys around, but Bryce Underwood put it where only Bredesen could get the ball. The throw to Bell, it was high, but it hit him directly in both hands. And it wasn't a bullet, but Bell got scared and thought he was going to get flipped or something, and he turned as he's still trying to catch it to look, and he lost it. If he caught the ball and came down with it, that's a 10-plus 15-yard gain because there's no one around him. And Bryce broke like a tackle and was running to the right side and threw a dart. And it wasn't a dart as in the speed, but just directly to the target. I mean, come on. Anyway, so this whole thing about, Underwood throws it too hard. He's got to put more touch on the ball. Are we, not watching these games? Seriously. Because, the only thing I'll say is he underthrew a few passes today or on Saturday. He underthrew that pass to Marsh. That was underthrown because Marsh had to come back to it, and it was inside, and he was running in a route to the outside on the sideline. Then the pass interference to McCulley, that was also underthrown. And then also, I think another pass to McCulley was underthrown, but McCulley caught it. So he's obviously not perfect. And yeah, so those 3 for sure were underthrown, and he's got to work on that because he underthrew another pass, I want to say maybe in the Nebraska or Central Michigan game. I forgot which. But he underthrew the one in the Central Michigan game. Yeah, because he got picked off. Yeah, it was underthrown because if he threw it deep enough, he had, I think it was Kendrick Bell running behind the defense. But yeah, so McCulley's MVP, honorable mentions are Haynes and Underwood, and defensive MVP is Rod Moore, and it's not really close. So that's all for this week. We'll be back Friday and Saturday and next week for this USC major keys and pregame analysis and then postgame reaction and analysis. So tell your mom, your cousin, your bro to like, share, and subscribe to the Dave and Blue Show. We lit. Yeah.